We are well over halfway through 2015, so in this video, I'm going to take a look at the top 10 PC games of 2015 so far. Keep in mind, if you're watching this video at a later date and a game like Metal Gear Solid 5 has come out and it's very good, that won't be present on this list because as of recording this video, Metal Gear Solid 5 is not out yet. So with that being said, let's get right into this countdown with number 10. Number 10, Wolfenstein the Old Blood. Serving as a standalone expansion to 2014's Wolfenstein the New Order, Wolfenstein the Old Blood is a budget title priced at around $20. It's not a very long game, but it's still a serviceable shooter that if you want a quick shooter to play and it's very cheap, it's only around 3 to 4 hours long, but it's got some good cover mechanics. It's got a variety of weapons you can use, and if you don't want to spend, say, $40 on Wolfenstein the New Order, check out The Old Blood, and if you enjoy that, you can pick up 2014's New Order as well. The Old Blood is a fun, albeit short game that you can just pick up and play, and you can beat it in one sitting and be done with it, but it's still a pretty fun experience. Number 9, Ori and the Blind Forest. An indie title, Ori and the Blind Forest is a 2D side-scroller, but it's actually got a lot of content, and there's a lot of hidden secrets and stuff to do, and it's got a very unique art style. While the graphics aren't amazing in the traditional sense of having big explosions and big set pieces, Ori and the Blind Forest substitutes that with a great art style. It's a gorgeous game to look at, and it's a fun 2D side-scroller. If you're tired of, your gritty action, first-person shooter type games, check out Ori and the Blind Forest. It's an indie title that deserves some recognition. Number 8, Dying Light. Dying Light is an open-world survival horror game developed by Techland. The game has a lot of content. The world isn't huge, but it definitely has a lot of pathways you can do and a lot of stuff you can find. The gameplay is really good, and probably the best part about this game is the visuals. Especially on PC, the game was a really good port, and if you have the kind of rig that can max this game out, expect it to look really damn good. Dying Light also has a lot of great parkour gameplay where you're jumping from rooftop to rooftops, avoiding zombies. The gunplay wasn't the best, but all around, Dying Light was a fun survival horror game, although it's not too scary, but if you're a fan of zombie games, check it out. Number 7, Life is Strange. Life is Strange is an episodic adventure game similar to that of the Walking Dead Telltale games. The game features some cool time rewinding elements, and while only 3 episodes are out, the 3 episodes give you quite a good story, and I expect episodes 4 and 5 to follow in suit when they release later this year. There's not a lot of gameplay mechanics to these episodic adventure games, but if you're looking to get into a good story, a gripping story with a lot of twists and turns, check out Life is Strange. Like I said, only 3 episodes are currently out. Episode 4 is expected in the next couple of weeks, and episode 5 should be out before the end of the year. Check out Life is Strange if you're looking for a story-driven game. Number 6, Rocket League. I think everybody at this point knows what Rocket League's all about. It's a hybrid of a soccer game and a racing game, and it's really the most absurd concept I've ever heard. And if you've never heard of Rocket League, you probably think that sounds like the dumbest game ever, but it's one of the most fun multiplayer games I've ever played. Rocket League is the kind of game you definitely want to play with a couple of friends. If you're playing by yourself on online games, it's not as fun. When you're really playing with a bunch of people, you make a pass to your friend and he gets the goal and you just start screaming. That's when Rocket League becomes the most fun. It's definitely a party atmosphere type game. And Rocket League also has some terrific graphics, so definitely if you're looking for a new multiplayer game to play with a couple friends, check out Rocket League. It's a blast. From arcade cars to a sim racer, number 5 is Project Cars. Project Cars has created the new benchmark for racing games. You look at games like Forza and Gran Turismo and they really look like they've been left behind in the dust. In terms of races, content, and just graphical fidelity, especially if you're playing on a PC, the game looks amazing. The sound is great and the game feels fantastic as far as the gameplay goes. If you're looking for a new sim racer to play, don't look any further than Project Cars. It is amazing. Number 4, Cities Skylines. Obviously seen as a competitor to 2013's SimCity, City Skyline is a modern take on the classic city simulation type games. And while many were left with a bad taste in their mouth with 2013's release of SimCity, City Skyline fills that void completely. It has a wealth of content and that's amplified even more with the extensive mod support. You're gonna have endless hours upon hours of content. Like I said, if you were disappointed by SimCity, check out City Skyline. You can pick it up on Steam for only $30. Number 3, Pillars of Eternity. Pillars of Eternity was developed by Obsidian, who are famous for Fallout New Vegas. This game was kickstarted with a crowdfunding of over $4 million, making it the most successful kickstarted game at that time. Pillars of Eternity is seen as a spiritual successor to games like Baldur's Gate and old school classic RPGs. And if you're a fan of games like Baldur's Gate, Pillars of Eternity is a complete love letter to you guys. Although not a graphical behemoth, Pillars of Eternity features an old school style, featuring all the kind of gameplay you would expect from those old school RPGs, but modernized to also let new players enjoy the game as well. It's got a lot of content, and there's reason to go back and play the game multiple times with different classes you can play as. Pillars of Eternity is one of the best RPGs so far in 2015. Number 2, Grand Theft Auto 5. Now yes, Grand Theft Auto 5 at this point is almost 2 years old. The game had already come out on Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, and then the game came out on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, and us PC gamers were left waiting waiting. But when PC gamers finally got their hands on Grand Theft Auto 5, the wait was worth it. Grand Theft Auto 5 on PC is by far the definitive version of the game. But unlike Grand Theft Auto 4, Rockstar completely knocked it out of the park with the port for Grand Theft Auto 5. There were so many different settings you could adjust to get the perfect experience for you, and the game ran like a champ. If you had the rig to run in maxed out 60 frames per second, it looked amazing. And outside of that, everybody already knows how amazing of a game Grand Theft Auto 5 is, and on PC, the greatness of Grand Theft Auto 5 was just amplified tenfold. If you've already checked out Grand Theft Auto 5 on the PlayStation 3 or the Xbox 360, check it out again on PC. I'm telling you guys, it's totally worth the money. And finally, number one, which should come as a shock to no one, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. I've already said my piece on Witcher 3 in so many of my videos, but let's go over it again. What I consider The Witcher 3 is the perfect single-player experience. It's got a gigantic world to explore with so much content, nearly 200 hours of content. The story is amazing, the graphics is amazing. This is what every single-player RPG should aspire to be. On top of that, CD Projekt Red nailed the port. If you got a nice PC to run this game, the game looks absolutely gorgeous, and it's the final chapter of Geralt of Rivia's tale. If you guys don't want to spend $60 on Witcher 3, maybe check out Witcher 2 first, because Witcher 2 is also amazing, and then play Witcher 3. But it isn't a complete necessity to have prior knowledge of the Witcher games to play Witcher 3. You can jump in it blind and still get a really enjoyable experience out of the story. Witcher 3 is just amazing in all facets of a single-player game. It's the perfect single-player game, and Witcher 3 is the definitive kind of RPG, an RPG that's going to be remembered as one of those elite kind of games that only come out once or twice a year. So as always, guys, thanks for watching this video. Do you agree with my list? Do you disagree? Do you think I completely missed a game? Do you think I overrated a game? Do you think I underrated a game? Let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, guys, have a great day, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.